paper, so I have our transfer paper. I have my scratch board, and then I'm laying the transfer paper on top of it, and you'll just have to take turns doing this, and then I'm gonna center the eye as best I can. Now we don't want to transfer, y'all listen, we don't want to transfer like the lines we think of being as dark, right? Because with the scratch board we're going to be removing the white areas, right? So you have to think backwards when you're doing this part too. So I'm going to start here with the eye area, and I'm just going to kind of outline the lightest part of it and go around the black. And I'm just pressing down a little, and then I'm going to pull it back and see if it's working. Making sure that nothing's moving because I don't want it to get out of line. And so you can see that it's transferring around the eye, correct? So it doesn't take much pressure, and you're not trying to draw the whole thing on there. You're just trying to get the areas that you know are going to be white. So I'm going around this outside area here where a lot of the fur is white, and just kind of creating these shapes so that I can see them on my scratch board. You're not trying to redraw the entire thing. You're just trying to get the basic shapes on there. So everybody do that first, and don't start your scratch board until we all have that. Anyone have any questions? Yes.
Did you say that the waxy side was facing like up?
Down.
So it's on the
Yeah, the waxy side, the smoother, slicker side should be against your scratch board. That's where kind of the chalk is. Any other questions? So don't press down super hard. You just want to press down a little bit. If you press down too hard on the scratch board, you're going to damage the scratch board, and then you're going to lose some of your options later. Hi. Yeah. Okay, take that one.
I have my brother's number. My mom's calling me. Can I go?
Yeah, she's going out the back.
She's, I don't know.
All right, so just a reminder that these practices that we did yesterday, they need to be complete in your book. So you need to finish the stippling, and you should have some time during this class period to do that. We are not going to start your final scratch board until tomorrow. So your picture, anyone remember what size it needs to be? 7 by 7. All right, if you bring something that's not 7 by 7, it's not going to work. So make sure you have that. Not tomorrow. I see y'all Thursday, right? Okay, so we're going to start it on our block day. So the image size is 7 by 7. It needs to be clear. Like, it needs to be in focus, not out of focus, and it needs to have texture. If you're unsure whether yours has enough texture, bring 2. All right, bring a alternative. So your image size is going to be 7 by 7. The practices that we've had so far are the cat eyes and hatching and stippling. That was Monday. And then today we have the scratch board. We have the scratch board, and then I want you to do your own image, and I want you to try something. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. You don't have to do it 7 by 7. You can do it smaller, but I want you to only draw the white parts. So I want you to reverse it. So you're going to be drawing the inverse. So if you've ever taken a photo like on Instagram and you've inverted it to where all the blacks become light and all the lights become dark, that's what I want you to do, because that's really what you're doing with scratchboard. So I want you to do the inverse, which means if we were doing this cat's eye, then the black of the eye would then become white. And we are coloring in all the whites. Does that make sense? Do you understand? I'll show you in a minute. But that's the 2 practices we're doing today. So, has everybody got theirs transferred? Yes? All right, so remember, with your scratchboard tool, you're going to be removing the areas that are white. You can use any type of line technique that you feel like is going to be most successful, or a combination of. Yeah, he just went to meet her. So I don't know where he went. Tell her to text him. Okay. So go ahead and use whichever, or a combination of. So I like the stippling. I think the stippling, even though it's a pain, I think it works the best. So I'm going to start removing what areas? White, the whitest areas. Okay. And remember, with your scratchboard pen, you want to scratch kind of towards you, towards that back. It could work sometimes to remove it, but it's not going to remove it as clean if you're pushing it. Okay. So practice that. Is your image transferred, Peyton?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just now starting with the scratchboard.